Greetings. Welcome to another segment of Keep the Beat with Pete. Today we want to work on up-tempo jazz hi-hat as we indicated in the title of this video. And it picks up from the drum cover I just uploaded last week. You Gotta Try Buddy Rich Big Band, where he has a full two choruses. He has a 12-bar intro and then two full choruses using the hi-hat as an intro before the whole band comes in. And I wanted to focus on some of the basics of this. So we'll get right to it. One of the first things you want to do is work with probably a 14-inch cymbal. This happens to be a 15-inch sweet hi-hat, and it's very versatile. You can do a lot of things with it. I would probably use a 14-inch or a 13-inch if I was going to do something like this, okay? So that's why you have to have some different equipment that you take to different gigs, okay? But suffice to say, we will work with this for now. So you want to have your hi-hat at a height where you can get the angle for the bounce. You're not using the shaft of your stick as you might with like playing funk or rock or something like that. And you're not going to want to be up here because you're not going to get the bounce you need. So you have to have the proper angle. And you want to get, I'm using thin sticks with a nice beaded tip. Some people like, rounded tips. And some people like the plastic covered tips, vinyl. I go for wood. I just like the way it sounds. Always prefer that. But anyway, next thing is, once you have the height and you've got your sticks, not real heavy clubs, okay? You got to have some kind of a jazz stick, okay? Nice and tapered with a good defined head, okay? And there's a bunch of them out there. This is just an old pair of sticks. It's not, I don't even know if it's a name or a model. It just happens to be a nice tapered head, and it won't crush the band. It'll be okay. Next thing is, okay, so you've got that. You've got the cymbal hi-hat height. Now, don't open your hi-hat too much. When I take my foot off this hi-hat's going to only open a small amount. And the reason is that you want to get the sizzle with just either a slight closing of it or even just using your, I've got the stick in my hand, but I got my thumb and my fingers underneath. Okay, so those are some of the mechanics of it. Very slight opening. And you can get the same jazz feel with this hand would be absent, let's say. Or okay. Now what patterns are we using? Okay, so I'm using the basic jazz pattern to start with. Very common if you hear this kind of phrase, you're going to hear this, if somebody's starting a song on the hi-hat or getting into a segment of it, you're going to wind up with this one a lot of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, So, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, ah! Okay. Then, what are the different phrases? Well, if you look back at one of our videos we put out a while ago on just basic up-tempo jazz ride cymbal. Not the super up-tempo one we just did recently, but just you'll see all the patterns there. Those patterns are going to be very helpful here. Did in the intro to that, the introductory phrase to the chorus to the song You Gotta Try. So of course, so you can play around with that idea. So what's the next phase? Well, sometimes you see me laying the stick underneath and I'm just playing phrases like this. So it's your triplets. Okay, so you work on those. That's what is going on in a lot of this up-tempo stuff. Now, so let's break it down again. You have the basic, or when you're opening and closing a hi-hat for this, that's another mechanic. You want a sharp punctuation? You put more weight on it. If you want to leave the sizzle, so it depends upon what phrase you're trying to execute. But the basic phrase is 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. And then the different permutations. Look back at our up-tempo ride cymbal video, but some of them would be. And then just pick it up. And of course I'm just throwing a little bass drum in there to help you keep your place, and it actually sounds nice as a contrast. That's it. Get the proper size hi-hat, I think, is a jazz 14-inch, even a 13-inch. Only open the hi-hat a slight bit. Learn how to get the sound either without the left hand at all, just the cymbal hand. And then learn how to regulate it with the hand helping you. And get your patterns down. Now there's a lot of great video online showing this is a part of the whole instrument, as you know. This is the drummer, one part of the whole amalgam of the drum set. The drum set's kind of a crazy invention, right? You've got all different instruments brought together, performed and played by one person. So the hi-hat's one aspect of the drum set, and in the early days, well, let's get back into the basics. You had a snare drum, you had this little cymbal over here, and a lot of the New Orleans jazz was on snare drum. You had your bell, wood block, and you used this cymbal for accents and transitions. Bass drum was just about, beaten, just basically, right? Pedals were not very sophisticated. Go on a little bit further down the road in history, they figured out how to get these two cymbals to clap together. Oh, wow, what a breakthrough. Well, this became the go-to for a lot of your early jazz. Plus, the recording technique can only absorb so much. So, right? And Papa Joe Jones is one of the first ones to really break through on this, but then a lot of other players are out there doing some great things with this. So you look online, you'll see Papa Joe Jones demonstrations, you'll see Max Roach, you'll see Buddy Rich probably with some flair on this. There's a lot of demonstrations out there. You see Steve Smith does a whole video, some one clinic that he did or something like that, where he's playing using all different fingers and going back around. You can really get very elaborate with this. What we're focused on here is how do you get that with your band, because you've got a new project that you're working on in music school, or the band's got a new chart out and you need to do this hi-hat intro. And how do I get up there real quick? Well, here's some of the basics, okay? So you get your basic patterns, make sure your hi-hats are not too open too much, learn how to work your foot for what you want for punctuation, or hold the cymbals together and get your phrasing that way, okay? And you are off to the races, helping you create the beat you keep. There's your up-tempo jazz hi-hat. We'll revisit this topic from time to time as we come across different songs that illustrate different aspects of it, okay? As we do with a lot of these topics. So for all you subscribers, thanks for watching. For all you folks that are new, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you watch some of our old videos. There's a lot of through line with all these videos, okay? So what I show in one video, a lot of times you'll say, oh, I can use that. Yeah, it'll make a lot more sense here. If you go back to our just basic up-tempo jazz ride cymbal patterns, you start getting those patterns internalized, and then you can use them here. Same thing with some of the triplet phrases, whether they be 16th note triplets or 8th note triplets, or triplets, that 16th notes that have a triplet feel, super fast ones. If you get into that, you can use those patterns right here for this. Okay? So once again, thanks for watching. Work on this. This will definitely help you continue to grow and create the beat you keep. And remember, keep the beat. Peace out.